You've reached your destination. Go!
We always do enjoy ourselves. Why wouldn't we? Raymond McCabe here. And my thanks to Brian Savage's emporium of retail magnificence there on Mullen Street. It's a tessellated wonderment, a souk, a bazaar, a trading place of great excellence. You can get anything. No, a needle to an anchor is the other place there. That's McParla's. But you get the best loaf in the world in there. This is the loaf. Where do I show you this? You wouldn't think. You see this here?
Yes.
What is this about? You have no idea. But I can tell you what this is about. You buy it in Brian's shop.
Okay.
And this loaf is done by Linwood, Mr. John Woods of Linwood. And I remember maybe 8 years ago doing a nationwide program with John Woods down outside Armagh of Linwood Bakeries. And they sent me up, Nationwide sent me up to do a piece. He was introducing flaxseed bread.
Yes, he was doing the bags.
That came in, and it grew from that. And in the course of conversation, he got to hear about my schools in Africa, which you have helped with in the past. You've been very, very kind. But the next thing I know, 2 days later, he walks into your friend, PJ Gormley, in Drummondtine and said, there's £2,000 for Rowan Schools.
Oh, very good.
Isn't that amazing?
Excellent.
That's for goodness sake. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
You know, for your age, you're looking very good. You're the fifth generation.
I am.
No, you're not. You're the fourth
No, I'm the
generation.
fourth generation, sorry.
Your grandchildren are the fifth generation of McCabe's out on the Belfast Road. Fine furnishings there. Just on, is it Downshire Place? It is, sir.
We're at the border. We're the last number on Downshire Road, and then it starts on the Belfast Road.
Yeah.
Where the Ardmore
site
used to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's coming into, the lights are on in Newry. Christmas is beckoning. There's a warmth around the place. And if you really want to go back in time into an age of sheer wonderment, take yourself down the tunnel of temptation that is McCabe's shed. Well, it's not a shed anymore. It's a sophisticated shed. It's a big building.
The yard.
Down the yard in Mary Street.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And those were the days, And I think we need to remind people, do you mind, of how it all started? Because you're not a Newry man, you're a Belfast man. And your DNA traces you back to Belfast.
DNA, possibly.
Oh, their DNA, sure.
I was born in County Armagh. I assume Daisy Hill's in County Armagh, is it?
It is. I was born for your house in Mary Street, number 5 Mary Street.
Oh.
Ma Graham, isn't it a strange thing?
Graham's.
Ma Graham was the Protestant midwife.
Right.
My grandmother Hand was it grandmother Hand? Yeah, was the Catholic midwife.
Right.
And for some reason, the Protestant got me. And sure, it's been that way ever since.
Catholic
They would
was
say
very busy then.
they were very busy that day. That's the way it was. But that's where we were born. Mary Street was a place apart, and that's where your grandfather came all those years ago to set up his business in Newry.
He came originally, and he lived in Church Street.
Did he?
Originally, yeah, and then moved down to Mary Street because of the market. The trading of the market and so on. Possibly that he was used to city life. He came from near Smithfield in Belfast.
Yeah.
So that's possibly why he got a house in Mary Street years ago. And there's a lot of families lived there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What was the yard that he took over? First of all, he used to go to the market, and he would have put his stall out, his furniture out in the market, and then he would leave it during the week in the market, covered by a tarpaulin. That would have been it.
Yeah.
But gone are the days you could do that,
I think the yard was a blacksmith's yard.
Yeah.
With a loft and stables under it.
Yeah.
And my father, I can vaguely remember my father building an old back wall and putting what we call a lean-to roof.
Yeah.
In pitch pine and tar roof.
Wow, yes.
With a wood-burning stove in the middle.
I remember it. I used to play around it, Goodness gracious. It was a place par excellence.
Great stories in it.
Oh,
great
for goodness
stories.
sake. What's the best story that you have of it that you can recall?
Well, I can remember a gentleman called Tommy Fitzpatrick one time. There was a few kids. There was always kids around the old yard. And this lady came in and loved this kid. I think he got £1 for it. He sold the lady the cat.
For £1?
And then my grandfather came in one time, and if you remember the old pot-belly stove, there was a guard round it.
There was.
So everybody would reverse to the heat.
Oh, bum to guard.
Yeah, but this lady came in and reversed the heat, and she says, there's an unusual smell here.
Oh, my God.
And my grandfather noticed what was going on. I moved her up away from the heater. She had a full-length fur coat on.
Oh, and the fur was starting to... That reminds me, the boy who sold the cat reminds me of John Donnelly and
John,
me.
yeah,
John,
yeah.
God rest him.
Yeah.
We opened the first windsurfing centre at the Baths in Warren Point. And under the baths we had a little restaurant. It wasn't really a restaurant. We served tea and coffee.
Okay.
But Donnelly and I had just, we'd made a big pot of stew because we were going off in the boat at the weekend with the stew there, and it was great. It was lovely smell and all the rest of it. And this woman said, "Oh," she said, "I'll not bother with the coffee, but we'll have, darling, would you like some stew?" "Yes, darling, I would." "And John, you'd like some stew, my little boy?" "Yes." "We'll have 3 stews." Right. And Donnelly's about to say, "We don't have..." I hit him the side. So in I went, and we took the stew out of the pot and served them the stew at £3.50 a touch. And that was how it started. But things are very different today. The one thing that hasn't changed out there, and I was thinking of you yesterday, I was watching the Antiques Roadshow. Lovely show, lots of nice stuff on it. And that quality, that old-fashioned way of doing things is truly unique in your place.
Yeah, and we do 99% of what we do now is all new furniture. But I suppose like antiques were once new.
Yes, they were. They were.
So if anybody buys something of good quality, hold on to it. It's good craftsmanship, nice wood, solid timbers, leather upholstery. You're smiling, Ron.
I'm just thinking of. I fell in love. I went down your tunnel of temptation and I looked, and there was the most glorious mahogany writing desk there. Now I was torn, if you recall, between the solid. It's only about that size, and it's so beautiful, polished mahogany. And I do a lot of writing. If I'm writing somebody a card, I would use it for that. And then there was another one that it lifted up like a bureau and it moved. I settled for the solid one that didn't move. And it's the most beautiful piece of furniture. If you can actually imagine having an almost sensuous relationship with a piece of furniture, you can have it with some of your stuff.
Yeah.
It's so absolutely lovely. And then, of course, the next thing that occurred was the purchase of the 4-seater. Was it 4-seater settee I got of you?
It is. Yeah,
South African leather.
Yeah.
And this sounds very, very opulent, but at my age and at my time of life, having worked as hard as I've worked, having never smoked and only took very little drink in my life, I'm entitled to some sort of easement. And that's what happened.
Good furniture stands the test of time. I got a piece of furniture back from a person the last 2 or 3 years. He bought it off my grandfather 50 years ago.
Wow.
And it's still a magnificent piece, a roll-top desk. Beautiful piece of furniture.
It's the sort of desk you used to go into the doctor. John McVerry would have been one of those.
On Patrick Street.
Yeah. Well, I remember him in Bank Parade. You don't? Down beside the art centre.
Oh, that's Bank Parade.
That's Bank Parade. That's right. I remember him. Yeah. But that roll-top desks were there for the doctors and professionals in the place.
Yeah, all the pigeonholes for
this, that, and the other going in. What's the excitement of being a McCabe and selling what you sell?
It's excitement, and I love meeting people and said, "Oh, we bought a beautiful piece of furniture from your father, your grandfather." I hear this a lot. "Oh no, it's still lovely," and I feel like saying, "Can you not change it and get a new one?" Knowing people have bought nice quality, and it has lasted.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah, you'd be delighted with me. I bought 2 fine beds of you. Do you remember?
I do.
Each one exactly identical to the other.
Okay.
Do you remember the first one I bought?
No.
Now, I walked into you and you were standing out at the front, the wee bell above the door, you're detected going in, it goes, bing bong, and you're there and you emerge. And I was looking around and I said, I want a bed. And we established very, very quickly, I didn't want one of these beds that had drawers under them.
Yeah.
Didn't want anything like that. And I said, there's one up there that I saw, but I think it's sold. And you said, well, come on, I show you this, you said. And we walked through the aisles of furniture, blah, 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 blah. In we go and we see this wooden, large, giant oak. I think it was oak.
Yes, yes.
Bed. Heavy duty job. That King Henry might have slept in.
Okay.
Wonderful bed. Didn't have all the trumpery of the top of it, and no 4 posts or anything, like, but a wonderful bed. And I bought it from you.
And you still have it?
I give it away to someone who needed it.
That's great. So you need another one?
And no. The person who needed the bed was a grandchild.
Very good.
And the circumstances were changing for me. I didn't think I would have needed that bed anymore. So I give it to the grandchild. And then I suddenly realized 3 months later, my God, I do need a bed still, you know. So I went back to you. And what was sitting in the corner? The mate, the companion of the other bed, and it came again.
Good.
What's the secret of getting a good bed? What should I be looking? What
well,
should a person
the first
be looking
thing you
for?
should be looking at mattresses.
Yeah.
And you should try a mattress out wherever you're purchasing it.
For how long? Would it be allowed to sleep in one of yours overnight?
No.
No, that's a no. That's a definite no. There's no maybe there.
Although we've locked people in the shop a few times and they could have stayed in it. Be careful of the covering and the filling.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of con mattresses out there at the moment where they're actually, unfortunately, doing recoveries and they've caught them on fake Britain and so on.
Oh God, yeah.
Which isn't a nice thing. But a reputable shop will show you a good mattress. And I wouldn't be one for foams, for using memory foams or artificial fabrics.
I don't think they're much good because, let's be honest about it. It says, our memory foam mattress will establish your favorite sleeping position and hold it for you all night. I have about 27 favorite sleeping positions. I'm all over the place. So why would I buy one?
And you
of
find
those?
it's very warm. It's quite sweaty.
No
nylon and so. Try to go for natural materials. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Cottons, cashmeres, wools.
Yeah.
Plenty of spring count.
Yeah. And watch your toenails. Well, not watch your toenails, but I mean, when you're tossing and turning, don't sort of, if your toenails are of a certain length and you've forgotten to cut them or whatever, you can rip a mattress very easily.
Possibly could.
Depends on what's going on. Like, you could find yourself in trouble altogether, very serious trouble. But in any event, the mattress is important and the springs. Now, you were pulling my leg when you said there can be 30,000 springs.
Oh, they can be. They can be up to 30,000 springs.
Really?
Well, most of the beds we would sell would be 48,000 spring count.
Many's in mine.
Yours would be 7, I think, 6 or 7 up. Yeah, 6 or 7.
Oh, definitely. It's a good bed. And
the thing about a bed is a bed needs aired. The old thing, turn your bed down.
Yeah.
Turn your bed down every morning.
We've talked about this before because the airing is important, as you say. It makes sense because you sweat during the night. And there's also something we never saw hiding our hair of in Mary Street ever, or in the meadow, was a sheet, a special sheet for, what is it called? A cover sheet that's there all the time.
A mattress cover, is it?
Mattress cover.
Yeah.
That's there all the time.
Yeah. Well, beds have to come with a mattress cover now.
No.
Protects the mattress and you, and it's removed for washing.
Yeah.
So you're keeping the bed fresh.
Yeah.
But the old idea of taking the rug out, and you've seen it on the line where they bang it and the dust. Years ago, they would have done that with mattresses, hair mattresses.
Really?
Now, you're not going to do that with the modern mattress.
Bad enough standing it up on the bed and balancing it, and then opening the window and letting it there for...
Brilliant. You know what to do, Ron. That's what you do.
That's what I do. And then I turn it longitudinally and latitudinally on a monthly basis.
Very good.
And my back is improving the more I do it. It's very important to do that because you see, when you lie down at night and you surround yourself with the sweet aroma of pure, clean linen sheets, and that joy when you sink into the thing, it's lovely, it's great. You'd never want to get out of it, you know. Most nights I hear the Archers on Radio 4, they're on at 7 o'clock, lying in your bed. Not in your bed, in my bed, but that I bought from you. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to create any wrong impression there at all, But so that's the bed end of things.
Yeah.
It's your time of year, is it not? In that winter time, it's cold.
Winter time, people are at home. They're thinking more of home furnishings. You want the warm house, that feeling. Then they might think of changing some furniture. It's got tired. This is our time of year from now to Christmas, and after Christmas. Then keeps going right till January, February.
January, February. Yeah. Do you once upon a time, before the internet and all of that, well, maybe the internet was just coming, you would have got onto a plane and you would have gone off around the world. Your passport was a sight to behold. That traveling throughout the world to source furniture, you met all kinds of people.
Oh, yeah.
You would have thought the man of China or the man of Kamla, not that different. Human beings. What's your experience of that sort of contact across the planet?
Well, I can remember being in China once, and of course, when we open a map at school here, we've got Europe and Africa in the middle.
Yes.
We've Americas to one side
That's
and Asia's
right.
to the other. When they open their map, they have Asia in the middle, America's to the right, Europe to the left, and there's a little dot up in the top left-hand corner called Ireland. And I can remember a guy asked me once, where are you from? I said, Ireland. He didn't know. England. Oh, you're from Europe. I'm from Europe.
Aye, that was the twig.
You're from up there.
Yeah.
And when you do look at it spread out, left of Ireland, or sorry, you would call it west of Ireland.
West of Ireland, yes.
With blank.
Yes.
And the same as east of Asia.
Yeah.
And when you see the map set out, we are a little dot.
Yeah, we are indeed.
But we live in a lovely part of the world.
We
Travelling all the world, and you come back here, and you take a 20-mile radius of Newry.
Yeah.
And they talk about Boston in the fall, and no, there's nothing like around here.
I sense that to be the case. The people you met were people who either made the furniture themselves or occasioned the furniture to be made. But where did that skill come from of those people of the East?
It happened probably 20 years before I got out to parts of the world, and people could see they had the skill of doing their type of furniture, their product.
Yes.
A lot of carvings. So a few English guys went out with the idea of doing, say, a Victorian balloon back chair. Now, I've seen primitive lathes out there, Ron, where it's a bamboo and a string and a pedal lathe. The guy's pedaling it, and the wood's spinning one way, and then he turns the chisel, spinning it the other way. And then when he needs a new chisel, he takes a handle off the one, swaps the chisel. They've one handle and loads of little, and when I say chisels, they've probably made them themselves. Pieces of timber and cut, or steel and cut them. Very ingenious people, just.
You like them?
Oh, lovely people, yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous people in Asia.
Okay. Now, remind people of what's hot and what's not in your emporium of furnishing excellence at the moment.
That's a tough one.
Wow, there you are. Well, we've dealt with the beds.
Yeah.
Lamps.
Lamps would be a big thing again this time of year.
Ambience.
People want ambience.
Woman.
A guy told me one time even about the bulb in the lamp. We buy a lamp and go and buy a bulb. It's so important to get the right bulb, low wattage.
Low what?
Pearl finish.
Pearl finish. I would never want it clear.
No.
A clear glass in the lamp, because it's what lies beneath. The secret lies beneath, and a lamp that casts a warm glow, a subtle gentleness on the person of the woman who sits with you. And you say, "My darling, do you like my new lamp? McCabe's of Newry." I could do an ad for you. It'd be very good.
Thank you.
McCabe's of Newry. So lamps are important.
Lamps are funny. My wife Mary, she's doing a contract at the moment. She does interior design, and the house is at the early stages, so we can pick where we want the sockets.
Yes.
So important in a room that you get your TV sockets, your lighting sockets. Like an hotel, you walk in, switch the switch, and your lamps come on.
Do you know something? I'm going to say this to you, and I'm only going to say it once to you. How did I get to this stage of my life, 71 years of age, without ever having to think about where the sockets are? I always thought of lamps.
You would have run looking for a bit of paraffin for your lamp, would you?
Well, that happened too, because the best lamp of all that I loved, and I got one or two of them of you, was paraffin lamp. That smell.
Yeah.
And that was always good. That was always good.
Changed.
You'll come to me next week again.
I will indeed, Ron.
And I'm going out to see, because we need to show the people through the doors, over the cobblestones that you took from Mary Street to the Belfast Road, down through the yard, in those days, but we're now out on the Belfast Road to see the wonderment that was once there. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
That's Raymond McCabe of McCabe Fine Furnishings in Newry, my man of antiques.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Destination Newry. We're back in moments.
It's here in the heart of modern Newry. The Rug House, an emporium of retail optimism in a city that's emerged from recession and is growing fast. Jobs, sales, the future. It's all here at the Rug House, and it's a business that has grown from the most humble beginnings. Stephen and Claire Vallely from County Armagh, educated here in Newry, and are now bringing home the bacon in the form of jobs and an enhanced economy. They are the people behind the Rug House. And so, for the Rug House, the future seems set fair. Stephen and Claire know indeed the value of hard work, and know too that indeed it brings its own good fortune. Clearly, for the Rug House, the future beckons.
Newry Fuel Centre, with home heating oil deliveries available and best price for motor and home heating oil. Contact Newry Fuel Centre. A fast fill pump on site on white diesel, less than $1.28 a litre. Special offers on premium coal, 25 kilogram, only $6.80. Premium doubles,